If you have chronic anxiety, it's probably because you have high levels of histamine. Histamine is a neurotransmitter that most people don't talk about. When it's too high levels, then you get neurological inflammation. When you have neurological inflammation, it causes a reduction in dopamine, GABA, other things like serotonin, and you end up having these thoughts, these thought loops, etc. Because you're just flooded with histamine. Histamine is a neurotransmitter responsible for wakefulness. So when you have too much of it, you start to have just these thoughts that keep going and going, and they're kind of fragmented thoughts. They really don't lead to anything, but they often kind of feel dark, or they're negative, or they don't really paint the right picture, etc. So if you're having this type of anxiety, you got to look into what you're eating, the foods that you're eating. Number one, we don't want to be eating a bunch of high histamine foods. All right, we don't want to be eating too much dairy, eggs, gluten, nuts, seeds, all those things. These could be actually the reasons that you have anxiety, is because we're eating these foods. Also, your anxiety could be linked to something environmentally, okay? You could be actually living in a house that has mold. You could be sensitive to mycotoxins, like myself, my family, a lot of my clients, and that could actually be causing neurological inflammation, which is throwing off your neurotransmitters and making you have more anxiety. You also could be past trauma that you haven't addressed. You could be looking at things that remind you of past events, and you have not changed the story about that past event. You have not changed the narrative. So every time you see something that reminds you of it, guess what? You start having anxiety because you have this unaddressed emotion that comes to the surface. So these are the real causes of anxiety. Histamine is always number one, but it's what we're eating, consuming, what we're thinking.